betcha. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to support my local artists, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Played many times in Worcester, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah? Where did you play? Can you remember the places you played?
It's hard to remember. I think there was. Is there a college there?
There's a couple. There's like Clark. There's Holy Cross. There's Assumption.
Oh, I think we played Holy Cross.
Okay.
Yeah, way back. I mean, we're talking early 60s, even before we were famous.
Well, that's, you guys, the Cowsills, have been making music since the 60s, you and your family. For people that don't know, one, you were the people singing the national anthem at the 2004 ALCS versus the Yankees at Fenway Park, which I believe sparked the greatest comeback in sports history. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Mike, for saying it that way, because I got to tell you something. The next day in all the papers were going, why did we have the Cowsills sing the national anthem? Because they were blaming us for the loss. What we thought was we were blaming ourselves because we did it, and then they went on to run it.
Yeah.
It was a huge moment for me and my brother Bob. We were little kids living in Newport, Rhode Island, and, it was like the Red Sox were our team through and through.
Yeah, that's awesome. And let me ask you something real quick regarding that.
Yep.
A lot of people say that the Star Spangled Banner is a very difficult song to sing. Do you find that?
I do find that. I mean, we know it pretty well, but knowing it's very tough. It's not your typical verse chorus. It's a bunch of verses, and boy, you better have your P's and Q's, because if you're in Boston and if you got to look at a piece of paper to sing the national anthem or anything like that, man, they will be all over you. And after you do the national anthem, you have to walk up through all the crowd. And so if you don't do it right, they're going to let you know.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody ever accused people in Boston, especially Red Sox fans, of being polite. That's for sure.
I'm with you there.
Also, the Cowsills, for people that don't know, you were the guys that they based the Partridge Family on, and that TV show was very successful. Now, they originally asked you guys to portray yourselves, but that didn't really go through. What happened there?
They came to our house, actually, Mike, and spent a long weekend with us to search it out. And they went back to their people and said that, the boys, because look at me and Bob and Bill, we had pimples, we were just rough around the edges kind of guys, And but the funny thing about it was always going to be for Shirley Jones. It was her TV show, and they were never going to want our mom. And boy, if you don't want our mom, you're not getting the family. That's for sure.
Oh, well, good for you for sticking by your mom. Good for you.
Right. And what a great show, though. It was going on all through the 70s while I got drafted. I had to leave the band, and so the band kind of fizzled out around then. But then the Partridge Family came on strong, and they kept our name alive for all that time, and we're still here.
Yeah, and you actually didn't meet Shirley Jones till much, much later, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah. But what a beautiful lady she was. We had a concert for my brother Bill, who wasn't well. He wasn't well. We had a concert for him to make up some money for him. And Shirley Jones came to that show and introduced us. And, she told everybody out there during her speech that, they were just a TV family, but the real people behind the music are the Cowsills, and we'd come out. So, yeah, she was beautiful.
That's awesome. So let's get on to the Christmas EP you guys are putting out here. A Christmas Offering from the Cowsills. 2 original songs. One great version of Winter Wonderland, which everybody knows. But the first song, A Christmas Offering, Christmas Time song for Marissa, has a very interesting story behind it. It really didn't start as a Christmas song.
It did not start as a Christmas song. Bob wrote that melody. My brother Bob wrote that melody some time back, and for a long time he'd play it to me, and he'd go, man, I don't know about this song. What are we going to do with it? I go, oh, well, we just have to write something. He goes, it might be just an instrumental. And I said, Bob, we're the Cowsills. We are vocals. You can't do an instrumental and think you're, It was crazy. So that kind of stayed with him. And then the song for Marissa indicates that Marissa, my niece, his daughter, was a premature baby. And so she was in the ICU during Christmas. And so Bob came up to me and he goes, Paul, this is going to be a Christmas song. and he wrote that, right while Marissa was battling for her life.
Wow.
So it means a lot.
Yeah, that must have a very special meaning for you guys, and when you're performing it. I want to ask you this: so it didn't start as a Christmas album. I mean, a Christmas song. It was an instrumental. Right. So, is there something about writing a Christmas song? Have you ever started out to write a Christmas song? And if you have, what does it take to be a song? Because there's so many great Christmas songs, the ones that last forever, and then there's a lot. It seems like either your Christmas song is going to be a huge hit like Mariah Carey or Brenda Lee, or it's just going to disappear by the wayside. Have you ever gone into, write a Christmas song, and is there a formula to it?
You know what? Obviously, for the Cowsills, we struggled to write the Christmas song because it took a long time for this thing to show itself. And, if you have to have a Christmas song, I'm grateful and really happy to have this one, I'll tell you, because it's traditional. Look, we could have taken a pop song and thrown Christmas words on that, but that's not what we wanted to ever do. And so we just had to wait until it came. We've never done a Christmas album.
Yeah.
So we're going to go in next year. I know we're old, but we're going to continue doing this till everybody stops coming out to shows and nobody cares anymore. But it's crazy, and we're not going to write a Christmas album, but we're going to put one out, and this certainly will be on it. But Winter Wonderland a cappella, I mean, gosh, that was so much fun to do. It was great doing the instruments with the vocals and all that. It was a hoot.
Now, when you guys started, there was nothing like Pro Tools. There was no, auto-tune, which so many people use today, which I think is a scam. You guys had to do it for real like the Beach Boys. You had to do those harmonies for real in the studio. Yep. So something like Winter Wonderland, how long did that take you? Now, when was that recorded? How long did it take you?
It was recorded just last year.
Okay.
While we were doing Rhythm of the World, and the only thing that took us a while was what could we add to what we had already done. Add an instrument with a vocal, but it came off pretty quick. For whatever reason, God has given us this ability to sing, and harmonize. So it's kind of came natural doing this, especially in the a cappella world. At first we were nervous, and then once we got into it, we went, oh man, we got this. So, and it took us to do Winter Wonderland probably maybe 3 takes.
Oh my God! Really, just 3 takes?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it was, it was great. It was fun.
So, like the Beach Boys, the brothers in there and stuff, and you guys, your siblings. So, do you believe in what they call blood harmonies? That it's something that that brothers and sisters are gifted with?
You know what? I can only say to you, Mike, that I think so. I think so because when we're singing, people are like responding, and it's like, wow, okay, they really like this, and the one thing that we never do is we never lower keys. So when we're doing all of our hits in our shows, when we're doing our back hits, people come up and they go, wow, it sounded just like the record. And that's because we're able to keep singing them in the keys that they were in for little kids. And I think that's what keeps that energy in a song, is keeping it there. So, yeah, for us, harmonizing just came really, really easy.
It's a great EP, and I can't believe that this is your first Christmas recording. I mean, I as like a family band and everything, I thought like it would be like when you started off, somebody was like, you guys got to put out a Christmas album, your brothers and sisters and your moms involved.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because we were all in choir, at church, and boy, Christmas time came around and we were just singing all these Christmas carols.
Well, you guys are going on tour next year with the Turtles, and I was reading an interview, and it was saying that you guys could have easily just done the oldies circuit and done all your old tunes, but you still put out new music.
Yes.
When you stop putting out new music, does that mean it's time for you guys to retire?
I guess. I think what will really is when nobody shows up to a show. And right now, our demographic is still going to concerts. I mean, they are, look, we didn't have MTV or VH1.
Right.
When we were kids, we heard it on the radio, found the album, and then found the band, and then had to go see the band.
Yeah.
And our people are still doing that. They are relentless, and they are not going to give up. I mean, we played to 10,000 of our people. They all came, and they have to get in their car, and it's going to be night, so it's going to get dark on the road, and then they're going to drive to the show. They got to get out of that, get into their seats, and oh, Mike, it's so funny. Sometimes I'll take a picture of the lobby after everybody's in, and you see all these chairs and walkers and canes that we all use. They're all there in the lobby. It's beautiful.
Well, you know what? That's the way to really do it, because I grew up, doing that same exact thing, before MTV and then even the early days of MTV. But I feel that you can appreciate it more. Whereas today it's someone like, hey, have you heard this band? And within seconds, someone will have it up on their phone in the palm of their hand, and they're like, okay, well, I've seen them now. And it's not that's not really. It took a little bit of work back in the day. You had to talk to your local record store guy, and he would tell you about something and put it on order, and then wait a month, and then hopefully the band would come to your town, where you drive hundreds of miles. So I think that's a way to appreciate it more.
Absolutely. And look at these folks are saying we don't want to see a video of our favorite bands. We want to see them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, it keeps going and going.
All right. Well, Paul Cowsill, thank you very much for taking the time. The EP is called A Christmas Offering from the Cowsills. It's out now. 3 beautiful songs on there. Make them part of your holiday celebration. And good luck on the tour next year. And thank you very much for taking the time, Paul. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, and be it safe.
You too, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, Mike.